Welcome everybody, this is Good to Know. I'm your host Lindsay Boach, and we're a show that celebrates people doing great things in their communities. It's happening all over the country, and today we're putting the spotlight on people who love to help others. From feeding their neighbors and keeping kids healthy to caring for our servicemen and women, you will be inspired by these touching acts of kindness.
Knowing that each one of these care packs are going to go and make someone's day, maybe make somebody's week, it fills me with joy.
In Virginia, these caring veterans are packing up 3,000 care packages for our troops overseas.
As a former military member, I can't tell you how great it is to receive a care package, especially a care package for Christmas.
Chelsea Mandela started this holiday event 5 years ago to show people are caring and thinking about them back home.
During those deployments, you receive a care pack, and the way it makes you feel is just, it's really like Christmas at sea.
The boxes are filled with donated goodies and essentials and topped off with a handmade Christmas card.
I love getting to send this many, and really every year we've been growing more and more.
Sending a little care when it's needed most. Now that's good to know.
No one can stop my grind, my shine, my joy, and my team.
As soon as I heard about it, I was like, I need us to participate in this.
I'm blessed that she's blessing me.
I owe my life to every single one of those people.
And greatest honor of my life was keeping that promise.
We're simply trying to take care of God's flock.
We want to be able to be a beacon of light in a dark world.
Sometimes it makes me want to cry, like tears of happiness.
There is nothing that can stop me at this point.
Positivity is on the rise in Wisconsin thanks to a group of bakers who are feeding the community in need.
Nothing beats freshly baked bread right out of the oven.
You can really taste the difference. It's so fresh.
It's pure bread at this point. It's flour, water, salt.
The smell, the softness, the expert need of an artisan baker.
You know, we feed people. We like to make people happy with foods.
But fresh bread can be a luxury.
I can't tell you how many people I hear say, I've never been in this position before. I've never been without a job before.
A worrisome situation for the more than 500,000 people in Wisconsin who struggle with hunger. But the Neighbor Loaves program is rising to the challenge.
As soon as I heard about it, I was like, I need us to participate in this.
The idea is simple. Buy a neighbor a loaf, a baker bakes it, then it's donated to a local food pantry.
To be able to offer like artisan baked bread that is the kind of bread that's the most desirable bread, you know, it's awesome.
Locally sourced grain is crucial.
With the local grains, then we get to help out all the small farmers that can't compete with those big farms.
Stephen Blanchard uses 100% whole wheat to make his sourdough loaf.
My current starter is almost 8 years old.
Stone Creeks is a few years younger.
It's a sourdough culture that we started about 2.5 years ago, and we've kept it growing ever since then.
Sourdough starters that continue to grow and feed hungry stomachs, a fact not lost on food pantry directors.
Community work moves forward at the speed of trust. You need a little bit of that good starter, right, to build on. You need a little bit of trust to build more trust. Food is not just about fuel, right? Food is about community.
And it's about respecting the community members who come through the doors, some for the first time.
To serve those people with dignity and respect, with freshly baked bread made just for them, is much more than just coming to the food pantry and getting a bag of canned goods.
The Neighbor Loaves program, breaking bread and building community.
To think that we might be playing a small part in that at people's dinner tables, that feels good.
And it brings everyone together when they know it's good and fresh.
Along 71st Street near Metcalf Avenue, There are always people coming and going. That's where we met Madeline and her sister Olivia.
We're twins.
Who made a special delivery to Jennifer Parker's home.
It's given us a whole new sense of community.
When the pandemic began, Jennifer created a project with one book and then a couple more. Soon, she was building something in addition to her little free library, a little pantry to help warm and feed the soul.
The devastation of COVID continued to decimate families and the breadwinners, and people were becoming, kind of desperate. We decided that maybe we had a different need.
The philosophy of the pantry is take what you need, leave what you can, a mantra we saw in action.
I'm blessed that she's blessing me, and we're blessing some other families too.
Today, Mindy dropped off Sprite and laundry detergent. She came back later to get diapers for her grandchildren, donated by one of Parker's neighbors.
I'm learning not only the names of the neighbors that are donating, but also the neighbors that actually are the recipients of the pantry and how much it means to them.
Because the donations keep piling in, Parker started a pantry for the pantry and has kept up with demand thanks to the community's help. She fills the little pantry outside every morning and again in the evening, checking on it throughout the day, because for her, this is personal.
Yeah, probably so.
You see, when she was younger, Parker had to make some tough decisions.
I myself remember, trying to fill out paperwork for welfare when I was a young mother. I was divorced, had multiple degrees, couldn't find a job. I just needed a little help, and I don't want anyone to feel that same pain.
That's why she created the little pantry, made possible thanks to the help of strangers like Madeline and Olivia.
They were really hungry.
Who might be too young to understand just exactly how much they've helped.
Also from the Heartland, we want to help one man give a big thank you to the dozens of people who saved his life.
Number 2 was Tanya. She was one of my first day nurses on 7-9. Kyle, who was one of the day nurses, a male nurse on 7-13.
This is a list that saved John Rathbun's life.
In fact, they had called my wife and said, hey, there's a good chance John's going to be put on a ventilator. Does he have a DNR?
Rathbun's battle with COVID-19 kept him at Lawrence Memorial Hospital for 35 days. It was a dark time made brighter by different nurses and therapists who added their names to this board. It was from those names an idea was born.
Took my phone out and typed their name in. I'm an old salesman, and I wanted to keep track. I want to know people's names.
By the end, the list grew to 66 nurses, and Rathbun has a story about every single one of them, like number 2.
Tanya was the one who gave me ice cream to make the insure go down a little bit easier. Summer was a respiratory therapist who, on the night of 7/25, figured out that I had the wrong mask, and she went and got me a new one, and it just made all the difference in the world.
Because when he was scared, there they were.
Summer just reached down with her blue gloved hand and grabbed a hold of mine and looked at me and said, you get a good night's sleep tonight, John, okay? You deserve it. Just those kinds of things.
Rathbun is back at home recovering, and while he does that, it's this list that reminds him that there are guardian angels in the world.
I owe my life to every single one of those people who took care of me.
There's so much more that's good to know and so many more caretakers to celebrate.
We want to show the world that these babies they matter.
Yeah.
They're worth fighting for. They're a gift.
It feels great to know that people care about these children and what they go through. So it means a lot.